So what I couldn't have tried in this next poem was I tried to think where poetry hides from me. So for me, kind of poetry is hard to find. So I thought, where's something hard to find? And I know where something's hard to find, and that's in a library. And so I came up with the next poem.
Where poetry hides. Poetry hides in an overflowing library, full of knowledge, almost never revealing itself to me. Grudgingly, I search to find poetry in an overflowing library, filled with knowledge, so few times it appears.
So what I kind of tried to do in the next poem was I tried to have some repetition going on. And I had only repeated the words that were really important to the poem and what I think should stand out. And then this poem, I think I revised it the most because I liked it the most, and I wanted to say it it was the best one for me. And so here's my next poem. Bloody blade, cutting the bread for dinner on a cutting machine. The smooth blade, sharp and shiny, spinning in superior speed, touching the slippery bread, pushing forward. A sudden slip caused a great mistake. Blood all over the place. My hand flying across the air, half of the top of my finger flying. The counter, floor, my clothes, and the blade covered with blood. My mother rushing me to the sink. Pain, great pain in my finger. Short relief washed over me, soft, icy, cold water seeping on my finger. All because cutting the bread for dinner on a cutting machine. So what I tried next this next poem was that because in class we always had like one person made a title, and then we kind of had write lines with that makes sense with the title to make a poem. And so that always went pretty well, were nice poems. So I kind of thought to do that also too. So second was the next poem.
Sandstorm, blowing, whistling, humming, it flies over the Sahara, gliding like an eagle. It has a heart filled with so many emotions and golden feelings. Leaping through the countryside, now with a golden radiant glow deep inside. It dies down and appears elsewhere to fill people's hearts with joy.
So what I kind of wanted in the next poem is kind of the same thing what I wanted in the poem before. Is that in class we always wrote these poems where we had to write a title and then people wrote lines to it. And I tried that myself, and I think it looks pretty good. And that's how I made my next poem. Snowstorm, blowing, whistling across the mountains, covering peaks with white powder, blowing into faces of skiers, gliding in the air. A big heart with many adventures, sweeping through the valley, covering it with white powder. So, this next poem is based on the same thing I said in the last reflection, and it is that we had to write a title in class, and then we wrote lines. And again, I think they're pretty nice. So that's how I came up with my next poem.
Dreamland, red, orange, yellow, blue, are all the colors that are nice in Dreamland. A river of imagination, feelings, emotion, wishes, dreams come true. Weird, normal, loud, soft, always Dreamland. You can never control what is coming next. Always a big surprise.
So what I kind of tried the next poem was, I tried some personification. And the idea of the forest just came to me because in Vienna we have a lot of forests. And I like being in nature and in forests. So I kind of wrote how something in the forest is and personificated it, gave it feelings, and yeah, and that's what my next poem's about. Orchestra of the forest. Birds, crickets are all my favorite singers in the forest orchestra, singing into the day and out the night. Then the forest swells with joy, happy memories, and at night it dreams a dream full of colors. So what I kind of tried in this next poem was I tried to use some onomatopoeia, and I tried to create this rhythm that I had this kind of group of words, and then another group of words, and then another, and then another. That's how I made my next poem. In the forest, birds chirping, bugs crawling, deer eating, crack, a branch falling from an old tree. Squirrels jumping, owls hooting, baby birds trying to fly, howl, a wolf herd howling into the night.